Morning, children. Last time we had discussed the organelles and the functions, isn't it? Okay, we continue with that. We discussed endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex and mitochondria. What is the function of endoplasmic reticulum? We had discussed that there are two types. The first of all, the network of long tube-like structures, and they are of two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, they have dot-like structure attached to them. Okay, and whereas smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not have dot-like structures attached to them. What are these dot-like structures? They are nothing but ribosomes. And what is function of these ribosomes? They are the regions where proteins are synthesized, or proteins are manufactured, or proteins are the proteins are prepared, or proteins are manufactured, whatever you tell. Did you people understand? What is someone asked? What is function of ribosomes? You should say that there is region in which proteins are manufactured or proteins are prepared. Okay, and what is the function? And the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in the manufacture of fats. And what this endoplasmic reticulum will do? It will transport these proteins and fats into Golgi complex. Okay, what is this Golgi complex? This Golgi complex, they are the vesicles. I told what are vesicles? Vesicles, they are, okay, they have expanded ends, isn't it? So these vesicles, they are arranged in parallel like a coin to form Golgi complex. Okay, now the fats and proteins are present in the Golgi complex. What this will do? It will it will store, pack and transport it to different parts of the cell and also sometimes to the other cells. Did you people understand? That's what is about the Golgi complex. We also discussed very much about the mitochondria. Okay, as I told you, the process of respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is a very important. Please don't say respiration as taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. When I say breathing, that is taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide. But when I say respiration, it is breaking down of glucose in the presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water, and energy, isn't it? Breaking down of glucose in the presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Okay, this process is called as respiration, isn't it? What is this process called as? Respiration. This process of respiration, it takes place in each and every cell of the body. This process of respiration, it takes place in each and every cell of the body. Which part of the cell? That is in mitochondria. Okay, which part of the cell? In the mitochondria. So, process of respiration, it takes place in mitochondria. Since energy is released during the process, mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of the cell. Okay, till here we had discussed last time, isn't it? Now, today we will discuss lysosomes. What are these lysosomes? Next, coming to lysosomes. These lysosomes, they are present only in the animal cell. Okay, they are present only in the animal cell. They are not present in the plant cell. They are not present in the plant cell. Okay, so these lysosomes, they are present only in the animal cell. And actually last time I had drawn animal cell, no? So I drew the plant cell. Okay, these these lysosomes, they are spherical in shape. I hope you people can. These lysosomes, they are spherical in shape. Okay, present everywhere in the cell. Okay, what are these lysosomes? I mean, how do they help us? See, these lysosomes, before that, let us know what are foreign bodies. Before coming to the functions, okay, let us know what are foreign bodies. What are these foreign bodies? The bodies which are harmful to us. We call them as foreign bodies. Okay, the bodies that are harmful to us. Like for example, bacteria. Okay, the bacteria which enters the cell, it is harmful. Then that bacteria is called as a foreign body. Okay, so what these lysosomes will do? This lysosome will break the foreign bodies into small pieces. Will break the foreign bodies into small pieces. Did you people understand this? What are foreign bodies? Any bodies that are harmful to the cell, or we call them as foreign bodies. For example, bacteria. If the bacteria is harmful to the cell, then it becomes the foreign body. Okay, so what these lysosomes will do? The lysosomes will break the foreign bodies into small pieces. Okay, or if the cell becomes weak, old, damaged, or diseased. If the cell becomes old, weak, damaged, or diseased, what the lysosomes will do? Lysosomes burst and destroy their own cell. Did you people understand this? If the cell becomes old, weak, damaged, or diseased, lysosomes, they burst and destroy their own cell. Therefore, lysosomes are called as suicide bags of the cell. They are called as suicide bags of the cell. I hope you people understood once again. Okay, what are foreign bodies? Foreign bodies, they are nothing but the bodies that are harmful. Okay, so any foreign body enters the cell, like bacteria, what the lysosomes will do? Lysosomes will break the foreign bodies into small pieces. Okay, and if the cell becomes old, weak, damaged, or diseased, lysosomes burst and destroy their own cell, and hence lysosomes are called as suicide bags of the cell. Now next, coming to plastids. What are these plastids? See, these plastids are present only in the plant cell. These plastids are present only in the plant cell. There are of three types: leucoplast, then chloroplasts, and chromoplasts. What are these leucoplasts? Leucoplasts are type of plastids, okay, that contain colorless pigments. Okay, they contain colorless pigments. Did you people understand this? Okay, leucoplasts, they are type of plastids that contain colorless pigments. Okay, and where do you find the leucoplasts? And they are found in the regions which are not exposed to sunlight. For example, the roots. Okay, next coming to chloroplasts. Chloroplasts, they contain, you people know, they contain green color pigment. Can you see here? I have shown chloroplasts. Okay, I have drawn plant cell today. Okay, they are chloroplasts present in the cell. Okay, they contain green color pigment. What is the green color pigment present? That is chlorophyll. Next, chromoplasts. Chromoplasts, they are red, orange, or they contain red, orange, or yellow pigments. Okay, these chromoplasts, they contain red, orange, or yellow pigments. So once again, plastids, they are found only in the plant cell. Okay, they are present only in the plant cell. They are of three types: leucoplasts, chloroplasts, and chromoplasts. Okay, leucoplasts, they contain colorless pigments, and chloroplasts, they contain green color pigment called chlorophyll, and chromoplasts, they contain red, orange, or yellow pigments. What is the function of these plastids? They store food. Okay, plastids, they store food. Next, coming to vacuoles. Okay, coming to vacuoles. Can you see this part? Okay, this is nothing but vacuoles. Okay, so vacuoles, they are larger in plant cell. Okay, these vacuoles, what are these vacuoles? They are cavities, okay, filled with fluid called cell sap. They are cavities in the cell filled with fluid called cell sap. Did you people understand this? Okay. They are larger in plant cell and smaller in animal cell. Okay. They are smaller in animal cell and larger in plant cell. And these vacuoles, what are these vacuoles? They are empty spaces filled with fluid called cell sap. They are empty space filled with fluid called cell sap in plant cell. And what is the function of these vacuoles? They store food, excess water. Excess water means what? More water. Excess water means more water. And waste products. Did you people understand this? Okay, once again we revise it. These vacuoles, they are smaller in animal cell, whereas they are larger in plant cell. Okay, these what are these? They are actually empty space. Okay, they are empty space filled with fluid called cell sap. And this what I spoke with respect to plant cell. Okay, and what is the function of these vacuoles? They store food, excess water, and waste products. Did you people understand? Whenever we are talking about vacuoles, we more speak with respect to plant cell than animal cell. So once again, they are larger in plant cell, and these they are empty space filled with fluid called cell sap, and they store food, excess water, that is more water, and waste products. Now next, coming to nucleus. That is the last part. Now, let us first discuss, coming to nucleus. Nucleus, you people know they are spherical in shape, isn't it? Nucleus, they are spherical in shape. And before that, let us come to what are prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Okay. Prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Yes, look here, which is, when you see, this is the nucleus of the prokaryotic cell, and this is the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell. Okay, which is more advanced? Okay, by seeing only you come to know it is in eukaryotic cell. Okay, the nucleus is more advanced or more well defined. As you can see here, this is called as nuclear membrane. Okay, the protective covering, this is the nucleus, the protective covering, okay, surrounding the nucleus we call as nuclear membrane. The protective covering, okay, surrounding the nucleus we call as nuclear membrane. Did you people understand this? So by seeing only you come to know that in prokaryotic cells, okay, the nucleus is not advanced, whereas in eukaryotic cells you can come to know that nucleus is advanced. That is, in prokaryotic cells, nucleus it is not advanced. That is, nucleus is not it does this prokaryotic cells, okay, do not have well defined nucleus. That means the nucleus is not advanced, do not have well defined nucleus, whereas eukaryotic cells, they have well defined nucleus. Okay. And second one, is nuclear membrane present? No, it is absent. Nuclear membrane is absent. Whereas in eukaryotic cell, you can see the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane is present. Nuclear membrane is present. So once again, in prokaryotic cells, okay, they do not have well-defined nucleus. That is, nucleus is not advanced. Whereas eukaryotic cells, they have well-defined nucleus. That is, they have advanced nucleus. Okay, in prokaryotic cells, nuclear membrane is absent. Whereas in eukaryotic cells, nuclear membrane is present. Did you people understand this? So, examples you can take as in algae and bacteria contain prokaryotic cells. All remaining organisms, they contain eukaryotic cells. Did you people understand this? For example, okay, we human beings or animals like elephant, cat, dog, they all contain eukaryotic cells. Okay, all the plant cells, they contain eukaryotic cells. Except algae and bacteria, they contain prokaryotic cells, and except them, others contain eukaryotic cells. Now next, we will discuss about nucleus a bit in detail. So what is this? The protective covering surrounding the nucleus. Nuclear membrane. Okay. Then this is nucleolus. Okay. They are thread-like structures called as chromatin, and there is a fluid present inside the nucleus, called as nucleoplasm. Did you people understand this? Okay, these are the different parts of the cell. Okay, the protective covering surrounding the nucleus called as nuclear membrane. Okay, the spherical body present inside the nucleus called as nucleolus. Okay, there is a fluid surrounding the filled inside the nucleus called as nucleoplasm, and very important, the thread-like structures present in the nucleus we call them as chromatin. Okay, so you have to. This is very important. These thread-like structures present inside the nucleus, we call them as chromatin. What do we call them? We call them as chromatin. Did you people understand this? Okay, what happens is during cell division. During cell division. What is cell division? Single cell will divide to form two new cells. A single cell will divide to form two new cells. This process is called as cell division, which we had discussed earlier. Okay, a single cell will divide to form two new cells. This process is called as cell division. Okay, whereas during cell division, what happens is this chromatin, it undergoes coiling and supercoiling to become short and thick. This chromatin, it becomes it becomes short and thick to form chromosomes. To form chromosomes. Once again, during cell division, this chromatin, it undergoes coiling. Okay, it undergoes coiling and supercoiling. Okay, that is, the coiling will not take place once. Okay, the coiling takes place for many times. Okay, to become short and thick, called as chromosomes. Once again, I repeat. Okay, the thread-like structures present inside the nucleus, we call them as chromatin. Okay, during cell division, this chromatin, it undergoes coiling and supercoiling. That is, coiling will not take place once, it takes place many a times. Okay, the chromatin undergoes coiling and supercoiling to become short and thick to form chromosomes. Do people understand this? And these chromosomes, they contain these chromosomes contain DNA. Okay, these chromosomes, they contain DNA. What is this DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay. What is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. I repeat, these chromosomes contain DNA. DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid. Did you people understand this? So chromosomes, they contain genetic material called as DNA. Chromosomes, they contain genetic material called DNA. And what is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. And this DNA, in turn, they have genes. This DNA, they have genes. Are you people understanding? this DNA, they have genes. What are these genes? Okay, because see, some people they have brown eyes, some people they have blue eyes. Okay, why? Because of this genes. Did people understand this? Okay, genes, they are the, it is a genes that determines the characteristic of a organism. Okay, it is this genes that determines the characteristics of an organism. Do people understand this? Some people are short, some people are tall due to the genes. The difference in genes. And so as I told, brown eyes and blue eyes. Or some people have black. That is again due to these genes. Okay, the genes they determine the characteristic in an organism, particular characteristic in an organism. Okay, this completes the chapter. Okay, so I had drawn animal cell today. So firstly, we people know that in plant cell, okay, in addition to cell membrane, okay, there is cell wall that surrounds the cell membrane, isn't it? And this cell wall, it is made up of cellulose, and this cell wall, it is made up of cellulose. This cell wall, it is made up of cellulose, and okay, it is almost plant cell and animal cell. Okay, there are few differences. Okay, that one thing I forgot to say that. Okay, what are the differences between plant cell and animal cell? Plant cell, animal cell. Okay, cell wall is present, isn't it? Cell wall is absent. In animal cell, lysosomes are present, whereas in plant cell, lysosomes are absent. What about plastids are present in plant cell, whereas plastids are absent in animal cell. Vacuoles in plant cell, they are larger. Vacuoles are larger. You can see vacuoles, they are larger. And plastids, you can find chloroplasts. Vacuoles are larger, and in plant cell, vacuoles are okay, these are the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell, cell wall is present. In animal cell, cell wall is absent. In plant cell, lysosomes are absent. And in animal cell, lysosomes are present. In plant cell, plastids are present. In animal cell, plastids are absent. And in plant cell, vacuoles are larger. In animal cell, vacuoles are smaller. Okay, this will complete the chapter. Actually, in your textbook, much of information was not there. Okay, that is why I did it in detail. I hope you people have taken down what all I have written on the board, because it is not there in your textbook. Okay, when you come to the class, for you also, school is reopening for you also, right? When I come first, I'm going to check your written notes, not just your classwork. Okay, what I have done on the board, that also should be there in your rough note. I hope your people have kept a I want you very clearly told to keep you people to keep a separate notebook for chemistry and bio. There should be a chemistry and bio separate rough note, and with all the points what I had written on the board of 2 lessons also. Okay, the first lesson, which one I did? Materials, metals and non-metals, as well as cell and its functions. These 2, and next class I will be starting with synthetic fibers and plastic. So these 3 lessons notes should be, these 3 lessons, the written notes should be there in your rough note. And as well as now the lesson is complete, so I will tell them to upload the notes in the PDF. That is what it is for today. Thank you.